Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to brush all of your hair. This way, when you go to dye it, the dye won't skip any spots that are knotted up. That's really important. Also, you want to take some petroleum jelly or like Vaseline, you can get it like anywhere, and you're going to want to put that all around your hairline where you don't want the dye to go like on your skin. So especially put it around where, obviously on your face where it's going to be showing. Like when you put your hair back, you don't want any like dye spots all over your face. And especially put it all over your ears because the dye, no matter what, is going to get on your ears while it's processing, so that's very important. And try not to get it in your hair so that the dye doesn't like stick to it and not get to the hair. So just continue putting that all over and put it in generous amounts because you're going to wash it all off in the shower anyway, so being sticky won't last long, but you're going to want to put it in a big amount so that the dye doesn't penetrate. Also put it around your neck, just anywhere you feel like your hair is going to touch you while you're dyeing it, because it's basically unavoidable. You're going to be dyeing your hair all over, so there's bound to be spots that hit your skin. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your developer and your dye. I got them both at Sally's, and the lady there recommended both of them to go together. And don't forget your gloves and your mixing bowl. Doesn't matter what you use. So you're going to empty out literally all of the dye. Well, depending on your hair length, I have really long hair, so I used all of it. And then you're going to put equal parts of your developer in there once you're done. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you'll be able to see the amounts together. And then you're going to take your brush and you're going to mix it together. By the way, the color I'm using, since I have sort of golden red tones in my hair, naturally, it's going to be like a cooler brown. So if you don't want any brass, you want to get a cooler toned brown. And what I like to do is I like to start in my bangs and in the places that are going to be seen the most. That way, if I ever run out of dye, I won't have to worry about it being in the most crucial parts, like the front of my face. So I just do my roots and all of the hair around my face. It's kind of hard when you try to get around it, but if you really think about it, you don't want to run out of dye, especially if your hair is really long. You don't want to run out of the dye and not be able to dye like the top of your head. So just coat it all around. And then you're going to want to separate and get all the edges and all of the sides of the hair. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is why we use the brush, because it helps with distributing it evenly and the dye's not flying all around the room when it's on your fingers. So then I go around my face, and with darker hair dyes, you can touch it on your skin, not like blonde where the bleach will irritate it. This is completely safe. And also another thing you can consider when you're dyeing your hair darker, if you're a little bit nervous and you're not sure if it's going to look good on you, the one I'm using is a Demi permanent, which means that it's going to wash out in about 25 to 30 washes. Mine doesn't wash out that fast, but that's what it says on the bottle. So if you don't want to go permanent, and I suggest you don't the first time, then I suggest getting this Clairol Demi permanent brand. It's really, really nice. I've used it before, and it just gradually washes out. That way you don't have to worry about lifting the color out if you don't like it or if it fades to like a really funky color, you don't have to worry about it. It'll eventually wash out. And I have a naturally like cool toned blonde. Like, I don't know, it's like a dark blonde, but at the same time it has like red in it if I were to dye it. So I don't know, it's weird, but I it washed out and it went completely to my natural color that grew out and it looked normal. So don't have to worry about it being weird once it grows out and washes out. Okay, so all the roots are done. And then the next thing you want to do, at this point I had already put the dye on all of the lower layers. So once you're done with your roots, you separate your hair like you're straightening it and you start from the bottom and go up. So now I'm on my final layer. I had clipped up all the other layers so that they can all process together. And that way, since all the hair is bunched together, the hair dye will transfer to the parts that don't have it yet or don't have as much. And just coat it until you reach the end of your hair. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it all down. And then I'm going to run my fingers through it just to make sure that all of the color is distributed. I have really thick hair, so it's extremely important to do this step. And then I'm going to take my remaining hair dye, which I almost ran out of, so I'm probably going to get another tube of dye next time I recolor. But I had to mix a little bit of developer to make the color last a little bit longer because I almost ran out towards the end, which is why we did the roots first. But so now I'm taking each little section of hair and kind of separating the hairs so I can get all of them that might not have gotten enough color. And then I'm going to wrap my hair up again. Also, what I forgot to mention is make sure you wear a shirt that you don't want ruined.